presented by State Farm from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. It's the home of the NBA champion Golden State Warriors. With a big man on campus is number 30, Stephen Curry. Last year's MVP has picked up where he left off in 4 games, 37 points per game on 59% shooting. He's gone for 40 twice. He even went for 53. Add in that he's 4th in the NBA in steals, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, and he's led his Warriors to a dominating 4-0 start. As the celebration in some ways seems like it's continuing from last year when the Warriors won their first NBA title in 40 years after defeating the Cleveland Cavaliers in 6 games. And they have started the defense of their title quite well. Hello, everyone. Along with Jeff Van Gundy, Mike Breen on hand, J.A. Adande with us as well. I can't remember the last time I was this excited for an early season November regular season game.
It's November.
Well, we've got 2 of the best teams. They're both undefeated. It's perhaps the most heated rivalry in the NBA. And you've got 2 players who are playing as well as possible. We mentioned Curry, some of the numbers. He's been absolutely incredible.
Mike, he's playing against the best players in the world and absolutely dominating them in every facet. And his team has no hangover, playing excellent basketball.
Curry has done it on all facets of the game. Meanwhile, for the Clippers, they're also 4-0. And in some ways, Curry's start has overshadowed the way Blake Griffin's playing. He's been incredible.
He's been great, and I love the evolution of Blake Griffin. Improvement every single year. The jump shot has gotten markedly better from year 1 to now, as has his free throws, and we know he's a great, great passer from the power forward position.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the 2 teams. And for the Clippers, Paul, Griffin, Jordan, J.J. Redick, and one of the new faces, Lance Stephenson, starting for Doc Rivers. And for Golden State, Festus Ezeli starting once again. Andrew Bogut is going to miss his 4th straight game because of a concussion he suffered on opening night. And of course, Golden State still missing their head coach, Steve Kerr. Kerr still returning or rehabbing after having back surgery and complications from that afterwards. So the interim coach is Luke Walton, who constantly gets advice from Steve Kerr throughout, and we are set to go. They're 4-0, and let's throw out the old cliche before we get the tip. These are 2 teams that don't like each other, Jeff.
And isn't that refreshing?
Only Toronto, after these 2 teams undefeated.
How about we the North, Mike? Going into Oklahoma City, winning back-to-back after beating Dallas.
Some great starts. Meanwhile, DeAndre Jordan with a good quick move. This has been a tough place for anybody to play, but especially the Clippers. They've lost 7 straight in this building, and in the last 19 games on the road against Golden State, they're 2-17. Draymond Green misses. Harrison Barnes the rebound. Curry, his first shot of the night. I mean, they don't all just go swish as Paul deflects it, knocked out of bounds. Curry finds Ezeli. Ezeli blocked by Griffin. Excellent defensive play. And the Clippers come the other way. Something wrong with the clock. 24-second clock did not start. The other thing that makes this game so appealing is you have last year certainly the 2 best offensive teams in terms of entertainment. And this year both of them off to excellent offensive starts.
The starting lineup of the Clippers last year arguably was as good as any other starting lineup. It was just they didn't get quality bench play. It's going to be interesting to see what bench play they can get this year.
A number of new faces that they hope, and so far Doc Rivers says the bench has won 2 games for them. Griffin gets inside, out to Stephenson, fakes. Shot clock winding down, just gets it off in time. And Draymond Green, the rebound, a loose ball foul is going to go against Golden State. Ezeli.
Yeah, and that's where Lance Stephenson has to shoot the first good shot. Blake Griffin did a good job drawing the second defender, kick it out to him, he's wide open, he turns it down, and he takes a worse shot off the dribble.
Stephenson, who last year had one of his worst years in the NBA with Charlotte, as Paul's jump shot is good. And Clippers back up by 1, but Stevenson in the starting lineup. Doc Rivers likes the way he fits in with that group so far. Ezeli catches the Curry pass and throws it down. My take is we're not going to see very many 24-second violations in this one. And Griffin throws it away. Jordan thought it was tipped, but a turnover. Golden State, not only are they 4-0, they've won all 4 games by double figures, all against playoff teams, as Draymond Green misses, and of course that 50-point win against the Memphis Grizzlies here on Monday night. Griffin. Down the other end. They're going to call Griffin, I believe, on a hold as Green ran the floor. It has been, you can say, because of the margin, the best 4-game start in NBA history. As they've outscored everybody but at least 14. The Memphis game was bizarre from the standpoint they were trailing by 1 after the first quarter and still won by 50 against a good team.
Mike, and a terrific defensive team that had them down last year in the playoff series 2 games to 1.
Klay Thompson's first shot is good, and we've already had 5 lead changes. Curry on Paul. DeAndre Jordan double team. Hit by Curry and Ezeli. They're going to call it on Steph Curry, his first.
Trying to post J.J. Redick. Good individual defense by Redick. But Thompson, using his length and size, just shoots over the top of him.
Curry defending Paul. Curry picks up his second foul less than 3 minutes into the game.
Great call by Doc Rivers, though, to go right back at Curry in the post against Chris Paul. I thought it was a hook on Chris Paul. To me, that's if anything, that's an offensive foul.
There's that right arm that held off Steph Curry, but Curry now has 2 and he's going to have to sit. Don't hold back. Come on.
Just don't like why we seem to love to get our...
Oh, what a block from Ezeli! On one of the best dunkers, if not the best in the NBA. Sensational defensive play.
Great rotation by Festus Ezeli. Could have been a foul, but terrific anticipation.
Livingston comes in for Steph Curry. Didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No.
As Thompson throws up an air ball.
That's a great block. And again, you know, when you have a backup center as good as Ezeli, you have championship quality depth.
Paul to Jordan. Oh, what a pass. And Jordan throws it down, and Clippers again now back up by 1. Draymond Green drives down, floats it over Jordan. Jordan, by the way, has taken 19 shots this season, and he's hit 16 of them. Obviously, many of them of the dunk variety. Griffin, another elbow jumper. Boy, he is so improved there.
He is. He's eliminated over the years that little hitch that he had. Now it's very smooth, very difficult to guard.
Jordan hit Barnes on an excellent feed from Livingston. So free throws come up as Curry sits with the 2 fouls.
I'm shaking my head too, Steph. But really good improvement by Blake Griffin. That is just no hitch, nice and smooth. Terrific improvement by Blake Griffin.
Barnes hitting the first. Blake Griffin averaging 29.5 points a game, over 9 rebounds, shooting 62%. He's been to the free throw line 35 times already in 4 games. I mean, just a fantastic start. We've already had 9 lead changes in 4 minutes. You hear the chants of defense. Even Blake Griffin the other day, as Paul falling away, can't hit. Even Blake Griffin was complimentary of Golden State, saying you hear about their offense, but their defense is what sets them apart. Ezeli goes at Griffin and gets it to go. Ezeli with his second field goal. He's coming off his first career double-double the other night, playing for Andrew Bogut. Jordan.
That's nice footwork by DeAndre Jordan. But Mike, you're talking about Ezeli. He's a starting center in this league.
Barnes, catch and shoot. The three-pointer won't go. Clippers have become a really good road team. They had their best road season in franchise history last year when they won 26 road games. As Paul, as good as it gets from that mid-range, knocks down another.
And I like that he's trying to be assertive and aggressive. Good screen by Jordan. Nice pull-up by Chris Paul.
Thompson the floater. Paul the rebound. Paul already 4 points, 3 assists. And Redick was out of bounds when he caught it.
Well, good use of the inside-out dribble. Excellent screen by DeAndre Jordan. Paul gets into that pocket. Terrific balance and knocks it in.
Clippers 3 turnovers. Clippers are one of the best teams in the league last couple of years in not turning it over. Paul deflects it. Nice steal from Paul. Goes down the lane, off the glass, and a foul. All with a chance for a three-point play. He has been attacking here in the opening minutes and a 6-0 run.
Well, great flick from behind by Chris Paul. Then they don't want to commit to him. And he does a nice job keeping the ball and finishing for the three-point play possibility.
We'll take a timeout. 6.5 left here in the first. A fun start here at Oracle Arena.
Welcome back to Oracle Arena, where Steve Kerr is in the building but is still not the active head coach of the Golden State Warriors as he recovers from 2 back surgeries, the second to fix a spinal fluid leak that was caused by the first surgery. We had a chance to catch up with Coach Kerr before the game, and he still seemed very fatigued, told us he's dealing with headaches, is still heavily medicated. He did get a chance to talk to the team after its 50-point victory over the Memphis Grizzlies the other day. He joked with them that it's obvious you guys need me. Now, they took that as a good sign. His sense of humor was back, but he's still far away. In fact, one player told me they wouldn't be surprised if it takes them until after the All-Star break to return, and they're prepared to go that long without him, Mike.
All right, J.A., thank you. There's just no definitive timetable as Thompson banks that one in. And, you know, it's killing him not being on the sidelines, but he's just making sure he does the right things and what the doctors are ordering.
Mike, you know, our parents used to always tell us, if you have your health, you have everything. And we never knew when we were young what they were talking about because you are healthy. But the moment you don't feel well over a prolonged period of time, it's true. I believe Steve Kerr would give all of his worldly possessions just to have his health back again. And, you know, you were saying it's killing him not to be here. It would kill him to be here. He needs to take care of himself first and foremost, and the Warriors need to do what they have to do, but basketball pales in comparison to his overall health.
Thompson misses. Jordan grabs the rebound. Jordan, who's first in blocks, second in rebound, first in field goal percentage, off to another good start. Offensive foul on Stevenson. Andre Iguodala, who just checked in, draws the charge as Stevenson picks up his first. And goes right to the bench as Paul Pierce comes in.
Well, that's a lot of nothing to me.
Livingston, nice drop pass to Ezeli. Festus Ezeli, 6 points, 3 rebounds, and a highlight block. Getting his opportunity again. Bogut out with the concussion. Pierce gets away from Iguodala. Paul fakes, finds Jordan. Jordan throws it down with the right hand, and Jordan is 4 for 4.
And I'm surprised some of those guys are not fouling him when he's that deep, as Livingston gets the good post-up roll.
And whistle before any shot. It's going to go against Draymond Green. Clippers shooting 64% to start as Maurice Spates will check in. Curry's still on the bench with the 2 fouls. They're in the penalty. Reminder, let's take a look at the upcoming NBA national TV schedule. Tomorrow on TNT, the Thunder and the Bulls from Chicago. Memphis playing at Portland. ESPN Friday, Indiana hosting Miami, Sacramento hosting Houston, and then Saturday on NBA TV, it's Memphis and Utah. OKC, as we mentioned earlier, losing at home to Toronto tonight. Chicago got waxed in their last game out, so they'll have 2 ornery teams tomorrow night for that one.
That should be a great, great basketball game.
Griffin has also really improved his free throw shooting. Last year, shot a career high 73%, and he started this year at 74%.
Again, that elimination of the hitch just makes his shooting look so much better.
Paul. Livingston trying to fight over the screen. Picks up his 2nd foul. So more free throws for LA. That's one of the things that's been a big difference. In the first 4 games, the Clippers have taken 133 free throws. That's 33 a game. 54 more than their opponent through 4 games. That's incredible.
And again, they have guys who get fouled. You know, you're going to foul DeAndre Jordan to try to make him take it, to try to take advantage of his poor free throw shooting. Blake Griffin is great at drawing fouls, as is Chris Paul. I love the way Chris Paul started this game.
4-point Clipper lead with a little over 4 minutes remaining. Thompson finds a little space, can't get it to fall. Pierce the rebound. Pierce reunited with Doc Rivers, now in Los Angeles. Crawford couldn't get it to fall. Griffin's tip misses. Iguodala running, finds Sean Livingston, keeps his dribble alive. Spates can't hold on. Here comes Griffin. Crawford, 3-pointer and air ball, and Green the rebound. Green lost the handle, and they call Josh Smith for a reach-in. Only the 3rd team foul on the Clippers. Well, they call it in the act of shooting. I think he was passing there, wasn't he?
No. Well, I don't know. I don't even know if he got fouled.
Well, that one looked like a gather for a shot, but he's going to the line.
I just don't know why Steph Curry has to be sitting over there.
Well, Luke Walton wants to make sure.
No, I don't mean that. I'm not.
You need to get past this now and enjoy what we're watching here.
I'd enjoy Chris Paul versus Steph Curry. Not to downplay the other players, but did we really have to call that touch foul to gain control of the game?
3 minutes in, Curry picking up his 2nd. Griffin against Green. Little jump hook. Not that time. Spates grabs it. Green signed a huge contract after what a sensational season last year. Iguodala. They're just 1 of 6 from downtown. There's Josh Smith, another key offseason acquisition. Smith, Stevenson, Pierce, Wesley Johnson. Ball knocked away, picked up by Livingston. Livingston to Spates, and Spates with the flush. Austin Rivers, who's in. Knocked knocked out of bounds. Still Clipper ball. We'll have another timeout.
Excellent defense by the Warriors. Leads to transition offense. Touch pass to Spates for the finish.
Clippers all even at 23 here in the first quarter in Oakland. Of course, LA last year won 56 games, went to the second round, but they knew they needed more. They needed to add. And they had some needs that were certainly addressed in the offseason. Whether or not it turns out to be the right fit, that's still to be determined. But Lance Stevenson coming from Charlotte, Paul Pierce from Washington, Josh Smith from Houston, and Wesley Johnson from LA. 4 guys expected to be in the rotation. Then you throw in a guy like Pablo Prigioni as well. So there's some new faces that could see some very important minutes, especially during the regular season, Jeff, when Doc Rivers doesn't want to play his starters so many minutes.
Yeah, I think, listen, all of those guys are going to have opportunities to help this team take the next step. Think about it. They've been an outstanding team for 4 or 5 years now.
3rd best record over a 5-year span behind the Spurs and the Thunder. And Rivers does not get it off in time, a 24-second violation.
And last year, they were in position to advance to the Western Conference Finals, and it didn't happen. But the starting lineup, particularly those 4 guys of Jordan and Griffin and Redick and Paul, fit together as well as any 4. They've got to find the 5th starter. Right now it's Lance Stevenson. Then they've got to try to find, enough depth that can win in the playoffs.
Livingston misses. Loose ball foul is going to go against the Clippers. Well, as we mentioned at the start, Doc Rivers feels that the bench really won 2 of the 4 games so far. Josh Smith is still trying to get acclimated, still trying to get comfortable. As that foul's on Blake Griffin, so Griffin picks up his 2nd, and Wesley Johnson will come in. And the game on Monday against Phoenix, they got some good play from all 5 of those guys. Leandro Barbosa, Spates, Iguodala, Barnes. Spates shows up what he does best, knocks down the jumper.
You've got to close that gap and make Maurice Spates put the ball on the ground.
Smith, nice up and under. Josh Smith, one of the most versatile players in the league.
An excellent play design right there, where they had Smith running the pick and roll, Jamal Crawford setting it. It's usually Big setting it for Small. That time, Small setting it for Big.
Barnes drives and gets hit by Johnson. Barnes to the free throw line.
Well, Wesley Johnson gets out of position. Good first step by Harrison Barnes. Takes the contact. Got hit in the head. Shooting 2.
Barnes, just 23 years old, now in his 4th year. Just gets better every season. Hits that one. I want to remind you the Junior NBA presented by Under Armour is the league's youth basketball participation program for boys and girls ages 6 to 14. It teaches fundamentals and values of the game. Come play with the NBA. Download the Junior NBA app and register your league today at juniornba.com. You still coaching youth sports?
No, retired. Took too many L's.
Rivers from way outside, can't hit. Spates the rebound.
But that's a great program.
Iguodala on the pull-up. The Finals MVP coming off the bench once again this year. And he gives Golden State a 4-point lead. Josh Smith launches a 3.
I had a coach who I coached with as Barbosa makes a layup. That would say about Josh Smith's shot right there, that's a shooting turnover.
It's a great phrase. Crawford pulls up. 2-pointer for Crawford, way off. There's about a 2-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Warriors are going to have the lead, and Steph Curry was in foul trouble most of the opening period. Barnes drives on Crawford, stripped by Crawford, knocked out of bounds. Good defensive play from Crawford, and they'll have 1.1 to shoot.
Excellent defensive stand by Crawford.
.7 on the game clock. Spates catch and shoot. Rebound Smith. First quarter over. It featured 11 lead changes. It featured the leading scorer in the NBA getting in foul trouble, but a strong finish for his teammates. A 12-2 run to end it. Warriors by 6 after 1.
Welcome back to Oakland, joined by Doc Rivers. And Doc, after the solid start, how did the lead get away from you?
Well, our second unit came in and just jacked up shots, turned the ball over, and didn't play defense. So we got to get that right. They don't trust each other yet. That'll come, but we got to get it built.
We saw the aggressive version of Chris Paul from the outset tonight. What do you think brought that out?
That's the way he should play every night. I love it.
Thanks a lot, Doc. Let's go back to Mike Breen and Jeff Van Gundy.
J.A., thank you. All his coaches, before Doc Rivers, there was Vinny Del Negro, Mike Dunleavy. They've all wanted him to be more aggressive at times, looking for a shot. He's such a great shooter. And he started out hot. 9 points, 4 assists in that first. But how about Doc's assessment of his bench? Jacking up shots, turning the ball over, and not playing any defense.
Yeah, other than that, how'd you like to play, Mrs. Lincoln?
Spates mishandles, picked up by Pierce. Pierce, Josh Smith, Wesley Johnson, Austin Rivers, and Jamal Crawford. There's the bench out there right now. Johnson floats it in.
An excellent pass by Josh Smith, who is a very good passer, to find Wesley Johnson at the dotted circle.
Josh Smith is a guy that is capable on any night to have a triple-double because he does so many different things well. Just the consistency is not always there. Let's see if they're going to call a block. Yes. Spates goes in hard.
Looked like a good call to me.
Yeah, in the restricted area as Johnson picks up his second foul.
And they're late.
Mo Spates, who last year had such a great start to the season coming off the bench, didn't play as well in the second half of the season. Then he got hurt in the playoffs. Here to begin the season with Bogut out, playing some extra minutes. Spates now in his third year with Golden State. Played in Philly and Memphis prior to coming here. 6-point lead now for the Warriors. Again, Steph Curry only playing 2 minutes and 45 seconds of that opening quarter after picking up those 2 quick fouls. Rivers blocked by Spates. Saved by Curry. Here comes Iguodala. Fancy dribble and connects. They can go on these runs in a blink of an eye, and often started by their defense. Teams this year shooting, again, only 4 games, but shooting just 39%. Crawford going at Curry, who already has the 2 fouls, so has to back off a bit. Crawford on the follow won't go. Barbosa puts his head down and gets the bounce. And Doc Rivers needs a timeout. Last year when they won the title, #1 in the NBA in field goal percentage, #1 in the NBA in opponent's field goal percentage. And once again doing it at both ends of the floor to start the season through the first 4 games. Look at the numbers, especially 3-point. 26% three-point weapon, so vital now. Pierce to Jordan back in, not expecting the pass. Knocked out of bounds, 7th turnover for the Clippers. Jeff, what makes them so good defensively, Golden State?
Well, they had similar sized players as Curry gets the wide open 3 off the great screen by Draymond Green. but they can switch a lot. They've got very good lateral quickness. They have a great quarterback defensively in Draymond Green, and their overall size is outstanding.
Pierce is fouled by Barbosa. Well, Steph Curry in foul trouble. Finally gets his good look here.
Well, tremendous misdirection, and you can't be where DeAndre Jordan is. Back off of Steph Curry. And Austin Rivers has to come over the top. You can't allow him to shoot off the dribble these walk-in three-point shots.
He's right now in such a zone that you just expect it to go in when he has a look like that as Pierce hits the free throw. Chris Paul back in for Austin Rivers. And as we mentioned, 37 points per game, shooting just under the 60%. He's been incredible from two-point range, shooting 71% from two-point range. And talking to Jerry West before the game, and West said he's not just the best shooter, but he's an unbelievable shot maker in the paint, floating with the left hand. He's got so many different ways to score. Curry, quick release, and is fouled on the three-point attempt as Wesley Johnson picks up his third. And was behind the arc, so 3 free throws for Curry, who's only hit 27 of 28 at 96% so far this year from the line. Talking to Luke Walton also before the game, and asked Walton where does he think Curry's better this year, and he said he's managing the game from a point guard standpoint so much better. When to take over, when not to force it, when to get his teammates involved more.
Are you kidding me? When to not take over? He takes over from the start to the end.
Well, look, you can tell by that 148 points in 127 minutes.
That's just coach speak.
No, but he's also, for a guy that can dominate offensively shooting the ball, he obviously is amongst the leaders in assists and gets his teammates involved nicely.
I didn't say that. The dude had 53 points. You think he was like looking to get Klay Thompson off?
At what point are you too old to use the word dude?
I'm like, my good. Well, at my age, yeah, absolutely.
Ball kicks it out to Crawford. Pass inside Jordan. 5 to shoot. Curry guarded. Griffin to Crawford. Throws it up. Iguodala did a good job coming out to contest that shot. Back to Barnes. Barnes passes up a 3. Pulls up. Can't hit the 2, and Pierce grabs it.
And this is the Draymond Green at center lineup.
Paul.
And to me right there, Draymond, I mean, DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin have got to make an effort to pound them on the offensive board. If there's no pressure on Golden State on the defensive board.
Look at Barbosa. Heads-up play from Paul to catch it. Pierce sets. Fight for the rebound. Barnes takes it away from Jordan. And Iguodala fouled by Paul. The way they can go on these runs can be very deflating. Not, for a veteran team, and obviously still in the first half, but they can score so quickly and turn a game around in the blink of an eye.
And they get multiple stops in a row. And against a great offensive team like the Clippers, that's difficult to do.
Ezeli will come back in. Barbosa sits. Klay Thompson has returned. Starting 5 is out there for the Clippers. And after the hot start, Clippers are now down to 38% shooting. Curry. Oh! Count it, and the foul! Doc Rivers comes out to half court to argue. The officials are going to discuss.
Well, the question is, did the foul occur before the shot? Because I think they're calling it on Lance Stevenson against Ezeli.
Right, Ezeli was the player who was fouled.
So was Steph Curry in the shooting motion before the shot was taken? And I would say no, because the foul would take place right there.
It's pretty close, but I agree with you. Zach Zarba is the crew chief going to the replay. Rodney Mott and Eli Rowe, the other two officials. As Curry has come out firing here in the second.
But DeAndre Jordan on Mike, on all those actions, to me, he has to be up more to take away the three-point shot of Curry. You can't give a shooter like this much airspace. So Stevenson dies on the screen, and DeAndre Jordan's back. That's right now a layup for Steph Curry.
Curry immediately signaling good. Rodney Mott, the on-court official, signaled count the basket and the foul. And now they're checking again because Ezeli was the player foul, not Curry.
Are they talking to the who's making this call? Is it the referees on the court, or is it the 4 referees we've got back in Secaucus?
It's the referees on the court. That's one of the new rules that are in. That's a rule change, but they have current officials back at the replay center in Secaucus. And what they can do to help speed up the process, they can already look at it, a replay, by the time the officials go over. But it's mostly the ones that are called at the replay center, the black and white type calls. Is it out of bounds? Is it a 2-pointer or a 3-pointer? Most of the others are decided by the on-court officials. And Zach Zarba now making the official call. And there you see them wearing the camouflage and the salute to our troops. So the ruling on the court will stand. So Curry's 3-pointer is good, and Ezeli will shoot the one-shot free throw.
I disagree with that.
You thought it was before?
Clearly.
Well, they're 11 for 11 from the free throw line so far. Ezeli misses that. Ezeli off to a good start in this one. A 17-point lead. Stevenson guarded by Thompson. Iguodala is on Paul. Now Green switches up. The versatility they have defensively as Griffin knocks that down. You can have Green or Iguodala or Barnes switch on guards, and they have no problems guarding them. J.J. Redick staying with Thompson. Green sees a seam, throws up a wild shot, lost the rebound, picked up Stevenson. Ball stolen by Curry. Curry 4th in the league in steals on this young season. Gets it back, fires.
That was good defense by J.J. Redick. Chasing him, making Steph Curry shoot the mid-range 2, trying to stop at full speed.
Curry's first miss. Griffin. Count it, and a foul. Griffin comes up limping after the play.
But see, that's good basketball. They got him on a switch, and they got it to him quickly. And now he's such a good passer from up there. If you double him, he's going to find the open guy. And he just gets right by Curry. And great finish with the left hand by Blake Griffin.
Ezeli with his second foul. Griffin now 10 points, 4 boards. Still is only his 6th year in the league. And Griffin's still only 26 years old. Last year made All-NBA 3rd team. His numbers to start the year have gone up from last season.
Who are the front court players?
Chris Paul the foul.
Who are the front court players that were on the first 2 teams besides James? I mean, I'm trying to think about that now. him being third team seems awfully low for the type of year he had.
All right, let's see. First team All-NBA was LeBron and Anthony Davis. Second team, Aldridge. And, well, Cousins and Pau Gasol made it. So one of them was considered a forward.
Those are all good choices. I just think Blake Griffin had a spectacular year.
To shoot. Paul. Nice defense from Green. Griffin has to throw it up. Hits the rim. Green the rebound. Again, that defense from Draymond Green. Curry back to Ezeli. Pass deflected over to Iguodala. Curry for three. This place. This is such a party atmosphere of this arena. Every time one of his shots doesn't go, they seem so disappointed. Paul hits the three. And it's back to 10.
Good two-man game and good recognition by Chris Paul as Curry goes underneath, stops behind the screen, and nails the three.
Thompson drives on Griffin. Good defense from Griffin. Stays with him. Pass inside. Goes to Ezeli. Banker won't go. Jordan grabs the board. 5 rebounds for DeAndre Jordan. Griffin stripped but fouled. Iguodala hit him. And that'll be the 4th team foul as we take a timeout.
That looked clean to me on first reaction. Blake Griffin spins away from the double team. Andre Iguodala looks like it's all ball.
All right, DB. Good victory for Houston. Meanwhile, here in Oakland, a 10-point lead for Golden State. Right now, the Clippers getting big play from their big three, including Chris Paul. Paul always seems to play well. His highest scoring average is against the Golden State Warriors, more than any other team. And he's been aggressive from the start with the 12 points. Although, you know, we talk about the three of them, and they've all made All-NBA teams last year. J.J. Redick is right in the conversation in terms of the importance to this team, and Doc Rivers was telling us that before the game.
Exactly. Serious-minded professional as Curry makes a mistake and goes under against Redick. Redick is well prepared, and he gets off usually early in games. And I thought Golden State did an outstanding job of locking into him early.
Redick had his best career as a pro last year. Ezeli slams it down. Nice fake on the feed from Curry. And it's back to 9. It was 17 at one point. Ball to Griffin. Poked away by Green. Griffin double. Stevenson catch and shoot. Drills the three-pointer.
And that's so critical because they've been coming off of Lance Stevenson to get help. He's got to shoot without hesitation. Is he a great shooter? No. But if you don't shoot without hesitation when you're left open, it's going to be hard against this type of defense by Golden State to search and find a better shot.
Thompson. Nice post-up move against Paul for his 3rd field goal. By the way, the Clippers have really struggled shooting three-pointers this season, just 28%. They missed their first 6 here tonight, but have hit their last 3. Ezeli on Griffin. Lob it into Jordan. And Jordan fouled on the entry pass by Barnes. That's going to be the 4th team foul. Barnes is first. Watch it. Paul Pierce does a lot of talking from the bench as Jordan goes inside, slipped out of his hands, picked up by Stevenson. Stevenson, beautiful feed to Griffin. And once again, it's back to 6.
2 straight good offensive plays by Lance Stevenson. We saw in Indiana, he was a good passer there, Mike.
Draymond Green goes right at Jordan, blocked by Jordan. And the two of them nodding their heads.
I think Draymond thought he was fouled. He doesn't know, it's just out of bounds.
Count it, and one. Barnes able to put it home after the hit. Barnes has had a nice all-around. 6 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. 3 fouls now on Lance Stevenson. You're starting to see the emotions a little bit increasing. Point Golden State lead. Just under 3 to play here in the second. Chris Paul using the left hand beautifully. 14 first half points for Paul. Curry whips a pass. Thompson wide open. Griffin knocks it off Thompson. And the Clippers get it back. And we'll have a timeout. Gotta love the way the Clippers fighting back, Jeff.
Absolutely. The starting unit has performed admirably well. Chris Paul with a beautiful left-hand finish.
Welcome back to NBA Wednesday, presented by State Farm. Many think it's the most heated. It's certainly the most entertaining rivalry in the NBA. And they've had their share of skirmishes, some minor, some not so minor. It's a good, healthy, competitive disdain these two teams had. And it's over the last several years. It even filtered into pregame chapel. That's how much it's happened with these two teams going at it. They've only met in the playoffs once. That was the first round of 2014, where the Clippers eliminated them in 7 games. And of course, it's all turned into some verbal sparring now. Doc Rivers was asked a question about them, and Doc Rivers, it was really no put down. He said you need luck to win in the West. Well, the way the Warriors heard that was like they were lucky to win the West, which really wasn't the case, and that started a lot of back and forth between the two of them. As Redick's shot goes in and out and in again.
Yeah, there's a big difference between you need a little luck and you were lucky. The Warriors certainly weren't lucky. They were the best team.
Curry for 3.
And right now, the Clippers are getting messed up on their switches. Too much space when they switch, which is allowing Curry too much separation. But Mike, every championship team would acknowledge that you do need some good fortune along the way.
Well, and for example, health. They were really healthy last year. And as Green lines it up and hits a 3, back-to-back threes, and it's an 8-point game. Curry, by the way, 16 points in just 13 minutes. Chris Paul and Klay Thompson bump each other a bit. Now they're in the penalty, and Paul will shoot a couple of free throws.
When you switch, you're supposed to come together. You see right there, Chris Paul comes off of Steph Curry's body thinking that he's switching on to Harrison Barnes. So then Steph Curry wide open after a terrific back screen. Great screen by Curry, causes some confusion, which opens him up for the wide open 3. When you have a great shooter setting a screen, particularly back screens, there can be confusion. You see there, Austin Rivers fighting through. Chris Paul thinking there's a switch. 2 go with the cutter. No one with the best shooter in the game.
Curry finds Draymond Green and throws it too high to Ezeli. 4th turnover for Golden State. Clippers have 8.
Hey, the Clippers are in great shape, particularly after how poorly their bench played.
Chris Paul now with 20 points here in the first half. He's 7 of 9 from the field, 20 points, 6 assists and a steal. Thompson, foot was on the line, knocks down a two-pointer. They're going to review it, but from where we are situated, it seemed like the right foot was on the line. Final minute. Well, it's been an entertaining first half. Paul whips a pass to Griffin. Griffin can't connect. Ball deflected, picked up by Thompson. Green wants Curry to come over. Curry fakes, tied up nicely. Finds Thompson, leans in, can't get it to go. Kept alive by Green. On the follow, he's fouled. So 9.6 seconds remaining. And of course, we've got the Toyota halftime coming up. Doris Burke, Jalen Rose, and Chauncey Billups. Talk about this one, a game of runs. And the Toronto Raptors with a win in OKC tonight, 5-0. Paul, by the way, on that last shot, picked up his third foul. Jamal Crawford was at the table to come in.
Also coming in, first time returning James McAdoo.
James Michael McAdoo will come in. And there you see the 2 point guards, perhaps the two best, although Russell Westbrook deserves to be in that conversation.
Mentioning that Toronto went outscored Oklahoma City at home tonight in the fourth, 30-17.
Wow. Green misses. And a timeout called. The timeout call before, it appeared there was possession on the rebound. The whistle sounded, it appeared before the Clippers had secured that rebound. That's what Luke Walton was arguing. So a 20-second timeout. We'll take a quick break as we finish up the first half. 9.1 remaining here in the second quarter. Clippers will inbound. Crawford, Paul, Pierce, Griffin, and Redick. All double team. They can't get it to him. Now throws it ahead. Paul pushing back to Griffin. Griffin puts up the three. Shot won't go. Rebound Iguodala. They've got time. Iguodala from half court. That'll count if it goes. And off the mark. That was the first three-point attempt of the season for Blake Griffin. Steph Curry hydrating after getting in foul trouble early, but he had 16 points. Chris Paul, meanwhile, the leading scorer of the game, on 7 of 9 from the field, 20 points and 6 assists. A 7-point lead for the Warriors. The Toyota halftime report coming up after these messages. Welcome back to NBA Wednesday, presented by State Farm in Oakland, California. The Golden State Warriors leading the LA Clippers 63-56. Hello again, everyone, with Jeff Van Gundy, Mike Freenon, and we'll check in with J.A. Donne in just a minute. Both teams impressive. Golden State impressive on how they got that big lead with Steph Curry on the bench. But then how about the Clippers, how well they bounced back after trailing by as many as 17?
Well, their starters played outstanding basketball. As you mentioned, Mike, it was the bench play that was very poor for the Clippers and very good for the Golden State Warriors.
Our State Farm assist of the night, where we've got two of the very best in the game in terms of that department, Jeff.
And they showed it all tonight. After the early foul trouble, Curry again takes the hand back, and then you see right now the separation between Jordan and his man. He's got to be up, or it leads to these off-the-dribble threes. And then Curry showing versatility. Sets a screen, confusion, again, separation for the wide-open three, just knocking it in. And then Chris Paul, what a pocket bounce pass. Right into the shooting pocket for Blake Griffin's mid-range jumper, and then a great use of the in-and-out dribble to create separation. Ezeli's back off, and again, stops in the pocket. and knocks in the mid-range J. Both point guards, you see the numbers, playing very, very good basketball. And I thought Chris Paul at the end of the half, Mike, from the burden he carries offensively and defensively against Steph Curry, was a little bit fatigued.
Two brilliant point guards going at it here tonight. Let's check in with J.A.
Well, guys, at the end of the Clippers shoot-around this morning, there was a steady barrage of Steph Curry questions directed at Chris Paul. Steph Curry this, Steph Curry that, and Chris Paul is a little perturbed, you might say, at the tone of the questions and the way the conversation was going, almost as if he were not a great point guard himself. In fact, as the media dispersed, he shook his head and said to himself, how soon they forget, how soon they forget. But with 20 points tonight, I think he was reminding everyone he's a pretty good point guard, too.
You know, and Jay, just walking past our table there, Warmus jokingly asked either one of us, meaning you or I, want to chase Steph Curry around anymore. Because I'm getting too old for this. He's doing a pretty good job for a 30-year-old man.
Well, it is interesting. I could see where they would put Lance Stevenson on him some, Mike, just to try to use his athleticism and size off a great play by Draymond Green to Ezeli, just so that Chris Paul does not have the wear and tear of chasing Curry.
And Paul has 3 fouls. Draymond Green's passing. He averaged nearly 4 assists a game last year. Had some big assist numbers in the playoffs. And he's got 3 assists tonight. 3 of the 17 for Golden State. Clippers have 14. Stevenson catch and shoot. That's a 3. That's his second 3-pointer, and it's back to 6.
Those are the type of quick decisions that they need Lance Stevenson to make.
Turnover.
And I thought Chris Paul got away with one right there after they switched on the split screen.
Both teams 4-0, the only undefeated team besides these two, Toronto, which improved to 5-0 tonight. Redick lost it, and it's still LA ball. First time in 8 years the Clippers are 4-0. They haven't been 5-0 in 30 years. Chance to do that tonight, but they'll have to come from behind on the road in one of the toughest buildings in the NBA. Bad pass from Paul. Green with the steal. Curry. Too strong. Paul the rebound. Paul, rifle pass, too hard. Jordan couldn't catch it.
What vision, though.
Thompson, layup, beauty. Faked the pass and then saw the opening, and it's back up to 8. 10 points for Thompson. How about these two going at it? He'll watch that all night. Griffin gets the best that time. Blake Griffin now with 15. Thompson shoots over J.J. Redick. Thompson starting to heat up. Ahead of the pack is Stevenson. And Stevenson fouled by Draymond Green. Second foul on Green.
Well, Blake Griffin started backing in from about 20 feet, trying to bait the double team. No double team comes, and he gets to a sweet spot, and nice touch on the little right-hand jump hook.
Stevenson a little shaken up on the play. Appeared to be hitting the groin. Stevenson's just trying to get comfortable. Doc Rivers has talked about that with the 4 new faces that'll be part of the rotation, including Stevenson as a starter. It might take a little time. That's the first missed free throw by the Clippers. They were 10 for 10 in the first half. Josh Smith, Paul Pierce, Wesley Johnson, Pablo Prigioni. Stevenson goes 1 for 2. Curry finds Green. Lobs it into Ezeli. Another great pass from Draymond Green. So unselfish. And Ezeli with 12 points. 6 of 8 from the field. Chris Paul. Green sets the screen. Thompson can't connect. Rebound deflected out, and it's going to be Clipper ball. Crowd disagrees. Redick finds Griffin. Griffin goes at Ezeli. Sometimes he releases it a little bit earlier than the defender thinks. And he's got 17 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds.
Using his body exceptionally well on the first 2 baskets, 5th half.
And Thompson looking to pass it before he caught it. It's only the 6th turnover for Golden State.
But another great find by Draymond Green off the dribble. Very few power forwards off the dribble can make pinpoint passes like Draymond Green and Blake Griffin.
Paul, nice entry pass, but Jordan could hold on and then commits the foul. That's going to be his 2nd. And the first team foul. Our upcoming national TV schedule. TNT tomorrow, Chicago hosting Oklahoma City, Memphis playing at Portland. ESPN Friday, Miami at Indiana, Houston at Sacramento, and then NBA TV Saturday, Memphis at Utah. Always some weird, funky results in the first couple of weeks of the NBA season. So teams kind of gather themselves as Curry gets hit, and that's going to be the 4th foul on Chris Paul, who obviously disagrees with Rodney Mott. Curry's become very adept, as Rivers going to come in, very adept at drawing these type of fouls. So it was Curry in the first half in foul trouble. It's Paul in the 2nd.
Well, he may have accentuated the contact, but as he wraps around him, he does hit him on the hip right there.
Yep. So Clippers right now down by 9, and Paul's going to be on the bench for a stretch. How do you handle this as a coach in terms of if a game starts to get away? When do you put him back in?
To me, that's all feel, Mike. I don't think you can have a set minute mark in mind, but certainly Austin Rivers is a capable defender.
That one in and out. Green tips it, but right to Stevenson. Stevenson, pass deflected by Curry. Thompson can't save it. Clipper ball.
Stevenson on that either has to get it to Blake Griffin, or he has one of the great transition 3-point shooters wide open to his right in J.J. Redick. When you're trying to win on the road against such a great team, those are the plays you have to convert.
Rivers looking for an opening. Falls down, gets it out Stevenson. Barnes all over Stevenson. Stevenson the crossover, pull-up jumper. In and out. Jordan the rebound. Goes back up and gets hammered. Now Jordan will shoot his first free throws of the night with 7:24 remaining as Ezeli picks up his 3rd. Jordan 8 of 25 from the free throw line. It obviously has been a huge struggle for him at the line. And he's even last year he was down to 39%. Do you think we'll ever see a guy do what Rick Barry's been begging some of these poor free throw shooters to do the underhand again?
Maybe. Again, it would take someone who's not worried about how it looks and more worried about the result.
Knocked that around. Why not give it a shot if you're really struggling?
the idea that necessarily it would be better that way, I think is not necessarily true. Who's to know if they would shoot better that way?
Redick finds Stevenson, passes up the shot, goes to Ezeli, knocked away. Had a wide open look for three, didn't take it. Here comes Curry. Curry drives and lost it out of bounds. Good defensive transition there by LA.
Exactly, Mike. Lance Stevenson's knocked in 2 threes. Shoot it, you're wide open. It was a great pass by J.J. Redick.
Rivers, too strong. Green keeps his dribble. Thompson fires and hits. Klay Thompson coming alive here in the third.
And without Chris Paul in the game, it's got to run through Blake Griffin.
Six of his 14 here in this third quarter for Thompson. And a foul call on Draymond Green. That's 3 on Green. 3 team fouls.
Austin Rivers doing a very good job defensively. That's just a big-time pull-up jumper by Klay Thompson.
And we'll take a timeout. Midway through the third, Chris Paul's on the bench. Clippers down 9. P. Nice.
That's a ratings boost.
What are you going to talk about?
I would hope this game.
You don't necessarily just talk about the game. You tend to veer off sometimes.
Sometimes, yes.
Redick. Nice play from J.J. Redick, who's 4 of 5 from the field.
Mike, I can't tell you how much better he has gotten from his first day in the NBA till now. He couldn't get on the floor as Draymond Green in one of the Warriors' favorite after-timeout plays with Curry, another great screen, gets Green a layup. But J.J. Redick, he came in as an excellent catch-and-shoot player, but his ability to pass, his play off the dribble, he's a much better defender. His discipline defensively is terrific.
And a foul on the entry pass. Well, again, we said this is his 10th year. Last year was his 9th season. His best season, as he averaged over 16 a game. It was a career high, shot a career high 48% from the field. Doc Rivers was telling us before the game, he gives you a life and energy. He says if he's not at practice, we're not the same team. If he's not playing in the game, we're not the same team. Stevenson grabs the Thompson miss. Griffin and Green battling again. Tough fall-away shot. Way off. Jordan tips it out for a new 24. Redick fires a 3. Knocks it down. J.J. Redick. He's coming alive here in the third, and it's back to 6 again. 7 of his 13 points here in this third quarter.
And I like Austin Rivers with the starter unit as Redick fouls Green because they have more offensive weapons. With the bench unit, they don't really have enough to score against the best defensive team in the NBA. I think the foul trouble has worked out well for the Clippers here in the second half so far.
Well, Chris Paul went to the bench, and they're not only hanging tough, but cutting into it a little bit as Jamal Crawford will come in. Redick getting a breather. 13 points, 5 of 7 from the field for Redick. Paul on the bench with 4 fouls. Crawford, meanwhile, looking for his first points. He's 0 for 6 tonight. Sean Livingston has come on for the Warriors. Spates now back in. Quick shot.
Excellent defensive possession right there by the Clippers.
Griffin finds Jordan. What a great pass from Blake Griffin.
Think about it. Your power forward rebounds it, brings it up, runs pick and roll, and throws a perfectly timed lob to DeAndre Jordan,
who's now 19 of 24 from the field on the season. Curry for three. Stevenson deflects it, but right to Iguodala. Green, short. Crawford trying to get untracked. Tough shot. Coming up on 3 minutes remaining here in the third. Warriors looked like they were going to pull away a couple of times. The Clippers fight right back. Curry on the drive, throws it up one-handed, short rebound. Rivers, good defense, huh?
Austin Rivers has played outstanding defense here in the second half.
Griffin drills yet another jumper. Blake Griffin with 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. And it's a 2-point game. Curry wide open. Nope.
And Lance Stevenson got away with it. He shot the gap to give space as Austin Rivers with a nice floater. Stevenson gave space and Curry had a wide open look from three.
And the Warriors are going to take a timeout. Clippers without Chris Paul. Paul on the bench with 4 fouls. Have come back from 9 down here in this third quarter to tie the game. And Paul fired up the way his teammates are playing.
Well, Blake Griffin rebounds it, advances it. Little pick and roll. Steps behind for the jumper, and then again another one, and a perfectly thrown lob to DeAndre Jordan for the 9-0 Clipper run.
Welcome back to NBA Wednesday, presented by State Farm. The beautiful Bay Area here in Oakland at Oracle Arena. Clippers and Warriors tied at 77 as Blake Griffin continues his fantastic start to the season. Another all-around game. And he's doing it with his teammates, and that man on the bench with 4 fouls. Since he went out with 4 fouls, the Clippers have gone on a 13-4 run.
Blake Griffin has that point forward skill and talent. He's a great decision maker with the ball.
Spates jumper is short. Curry sitting right now. Barbosa, Livingston, Spates, Iguodala, and Draymond Green. Crawford finally gets one to go. He was 0 for 7. And right now, this is the latest the Warriors have trailed so far here this early going in the season. They've been so dominant. As Barbosa's shot is good, and the game's tied again. They've normally had huge leads going into the fourth quarter, but the Clippers fighting tooth and nail. It's all even with a minute and a half to go in the third.
And the question for the Clippers is, when either Griffin or DeAndre Jordan go out and that front court rotation gets broken up, can they sustain this quality of play? Because they have played a brilliant third quarter.
Jordan with the block as Barbosa crashes into Eli Rowe, but a foul call. So free throws. Nice help from Barbosa.
You tend to help people who give you calls. And that's clearly a foul.
They called it on Rivers, his second, and Barbosa to the line. 33-year-old Leandro Barbosa, this is his second year with Golden State. After signing a free agent last year, they re-signed him again. He had some good playoff moments. Still plays with so much energy, misses the first free throw. And Jordan will sit. Josh Smith comes in. Barbosa had the 13 points in Game 5 of the finals.
Tremendous addition by General Manager Bob Myers. He and Sean Livingston last year really stabilized their backcourt depth. They didn't have that before.
Coming up on a minute left here in the third. Off the turnover, and then Rivers fouls Iguodala. 3 fouls now on Rivers. And Clippers in the penalty. Reminder, Saturday, ABC will bring you college football at 3:30. Number 16 Florida State visits top-ranked Clemson. And then at 8, third-ranked Ohio State hosting Minnesota. A doubleheader of college football Saturday on ABC. You happy with the way college football season's going?
For the most part, it's been very interesting. I like interesting, that word. Can be used in so many different ways. You just leave it open-ended.
A few wild finishes.
I feel awful for Duke football that they were given that loss, even with replay. I mean, that is discouraging for a team who should have won that game.
Griffin, not that time. Barnes played him well. Griffin, the only starter out there for LA. Barnes against Crawford, goes right at him. Crawford able to knock it loose. Good defensive play from Crawford. Not known for his defense. He's made a few of them tonight. He has struggled on the offensive end. 1 of 8 from the field. Golden State with a foul to give. Crawford scoop layup, he puts it in. That's the most difficult shot he's taken tonight. Iguodala lost it, got it back, missed it, knocked loose. And the third quarter comes to an end. How about this comeback for the LA Clippers? Down by 9. When Chris Paul went to the bench with 4 fouls, they come back and take the lead. As their bench now starting to make some buckets. We've played 3. The 2 undefeated teams battling. A 1-point game as we head to the 4th.
Welcome back to Oakland. We're joined by Luke Walton. Luke, just when it looked like you guys were on your way to another easy victory, how did it get derailed?
Well, there's nothing easy about playing this team. This is one of the best teams in the league. They execute. They make you pay for every mistake. And our guys are playing well. We missed some shots here in the third quarter, but it's gonna be a tough game.
How do you hope the experiences your guys went through last season will come into play tonight?
Well, there should be nothing too big for us now. We played on the biggest stage, so these guys should be relaxed. They should be enjoying this game, and I think they will.
Thanks a lot, Luke. Go back to Mike Green and Jeff Van Gundy.
J.A., thank you. First anxious moments of the season for the Golden State Warrior fans. They've pretty much been in comfortable leads going into the 4th quarter of their first 4 games. So right now trailing by 3. As Rivers, who's been a spark off the bench, commits that foul.
But this is good for the Warriors, Mike. You can't just keep playing blowout games. You're getting tested. And it keeps it interesting for them, and they have to learn. You don't start where you finished off the year before. You've got to continue to build habits. And Barbosa with a beautiful left-hand floater.
Barbosa 4 for 4 off the bench. He's got 9 points in 10 minutes. And it's back to 1. Rivers. Josh Smith trying to get free. Barbosa, excellent job fronting him. 5 to shoot. Crawford inside to Smith. And the basket will not count. Foul on the pass. And they'll take it out of bounds. Let's listen to a recent Luke Walton huddle.
Take a deep breath. This is fun right now. It's the 4th quarter. We're at home. Let's do what we do. Let's move the ball. Let's enjoy this. Let's start the 4th quarter off right. Come on, Ryan.
Crawford's jump shot is good. Walton, the interim coach for Steve Kerr, he's been hearing Coach speak since he was a kid. He likes to tell the story about when he was going to school on his lunch bag. His dad, the Hall of Famer Bill, used to put John Wooden quotes. And another foul's called. He'd write John Wooden quotes on his lunch bag. Like failure to prepare is like preparing to fail. Wooden had so many of them. And obviously had such a huge impact on Father Bill's life. That's pretty cool. Having your dad write the quotes. He said he got his first real bug to coach was when he played for the Lakers and he had a back injury and he was going to be out for an extended period of time. So Phil Jackson said to him, hey, why don't you come to the coaches meeting? So he started going to the coaches meetings while he was still a player but injured. And it's something he started to be interested in, really started to like.
And think about it, Phil Jackson got the same benefit when he had an injury with Red Holtzman way back with the Knicks. I think he was team photographer that year, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't he?
That's right. As Crawford shot won't go. Livingston. Bad pass. Barnes cut to the basket. And that's the 8th turnover for Golden State. Clippers had 6 turnovers, it seemed, in the first 5 or 6 minutes. They've only had 6 since. Rivers looking for Pierce. Pierce sets. Pierce's three-pointer won't go. Rebound taken by Spates. Livingston drives. Offensive foul as he barrels into Josh Smith. Livingston doesn't like the call, but that's his 4th personal.
Livingston driving it hard to his right. It's a bang-bang play.
Rivers, another floater. Another one goes down. 6 points off the bench for Rivers, and the lead is 4.
Austin Rivers has been terrific in this second half.
Livingston answers right back. Well, this is what we were hoping for. A 2-point game, 9.5 remaining. Both teams 4-0. Rivers almost falls down, lost the handle, picked up by Smith, but Spates grabs it, and they'll jump it up. Chris Paul will return. And what a job the Clippers did when he went down. They were down by 9 when he sat with 4 fouls.
And after this long period of rest, he's got to come right back in and be aggressive offensively.
So they outscore the Warriors by 11 points in that stretch. Shot clock at 6. Set back for 3. Josh Smith the rebound. Smith getting some crunch time minutes right now. Paul against Spates. Crossover again into the paint. Out to Johnson. Wesley Johnson hits a 3. And the LA Clippers with their largest lead of the night, a 5-point advantage. Livingston looking. Spates spins. Livingston grabs the offensive rebound. Didn't hit the rim. Shot clock did not reset. Livingston misses again. Paul able to grab it. Smith steps into a 3. Pucks it in. Josh Smith from downtown. An 8-point lead now for the Clippers. What a turnaround here in the second half. And timeout call by Golden State. As the Clipper bench coming up huge.
Well, in transition, Josh Smith knocks in the 3, and then on the previous possession, Chris Paul dancing, finding Johnson for the corner 3 ball. Clippers playing excellent basketball.
Blake Griffin making sure the bench players know that he loves what they're doing. Go to each guy, Pierce, Johnson, Crawford, obviously Paul now on the floor too, and Josh Smith as the bench. Just 6 points in the first half for the Clippers, 18 in the second half, and they've helped build this 8-point lead with still over 8 minutes to go. Curry's back in. Green sets the screen. Smith goes up on him. Curry, pass in the corner, back up top, Iguodala dribbles it off his foot. Ball knocked loose. Wesley Johnson dives on it. Back to Smith. Smith flips it up. Won't go. Crawford on the foul.
Great defensive possession. Great hustle. And the second shot.
As Barnes puts it in. That was almost a backcourt violation on when Wesley Johnson was able to get it. I don't know if both of his feet went across the timeline. It was very close. Paul's out there with 4 bench players. Pierce fouled by Klay Thompson. Second foul on Thompson.
First foul charge. Klay Thompson, second personal, second team.
That looked like, on the ball, it looked like good defense.
Pierce has only taken 10 free throws so far. Made all but one. Misses that one.
Now, was his left hand pushing? Is that what they were calling?
Left hand was on the hip.
That's not what they were calling.
I don't think so. Now a 9-point lead. Green kicks it out to Iguodala. Barnes, corner 3. Got it!
And this Draymond Green at center spreads the floor. The passing ability for Golden State is dynamic.
Green on Crawford, who backs up, looks to go at him. Crawford the drive, the floater won't go. Barnes the rebound. Thompson. Back to Barnes, another 3. Bang!
Harrison Barnes with 2 consecutive threes. The second one off a drop-off pass by Klay Thompson. When this Warrior team is on the floor with Draymond Green at center, the versatility at both ends is so hard to deal with.
All 5 starters in double figures now for Golden State. They've got 25 assists. The Clippers still with a 3-point lead. Plenty of time remaining. 6.5 left here in the 4th. Crawford lost it. DeAndre Jordan tracks it down. Nearly throws it off Crawford, who fires. Blocked by Barnes. Picked up by Iguodala. Barnes running the floor. Straight points from Harrison Barnes. Griffin, nice fake, back up top. Crawford kicks it out in the corner. Pierce can't hit the 3. Jordan the rebound.
And Mike, to me, with this undersized lineup, Blake Griffin has to be the focal point. He's being guarded by Harrison Barnes. He's got to catch it in spots where he can do damage quickly. And the block there by Harrison Barnes, and then running the floor off a beautiful Andre Iguodala find. This is by far the hardest Warrior team they have to guard.
Pierce misses another free throw. Barnes, 17 points. 8 rebounds, 3 assists. He scored 10 consecutive right now for Golden State. You know, we talk so much about Curry and Thompson and Green. Sometimes you forget just how versatile Harrison Barnes is. Pierce goes 1 for 2.
And Mike, Doc Rivers has a dilemma of who to start at the 3. It's also a dilemma, who are you going to finish with at the 3?
Curry for 3. Puts it in! Warriors back on top. And Curry, over aggressive, picks up his 3rd foul. Some words between Paul and Green afterwards. These 2 teams played in the preseason and there were 7 technicals. So the foul is on Curry, his 3rd. And a double technical on Green and Paul.
call the foul right there on Curry.
And there you see Green and Paul.
No, but that was instigated by Draymond Green,
who was completely out of the play there. Paul drives on Curry. Shot clock winding now. Paul's going to have to hoist one up. Throws it up. Shot would not count. 24-second violation. Draymond Green with just spectacular defense again. Lob it in the Barnes. And a foul on the pass. Doc Rivers very upset with the call against Austin Rivers. That's only the third team foul.
But
Austin Rivers has 5.
I like the substitution, though.
Minutes remaining. Curry again for 3. Bang!
Mike again coming off to his left on the dribble. Your big man against 95% of the players in this league can be back in the lane, but not against Steph Curry.
Griffin gets inside, can't finish. The tip is good. Good second effort from Griffin. Back and forth, these two undefeated teams go. Green kicks it out, and an offensive foul as Blake Griffin steps in and draws the charge. And that's going to be 5 on Draymond Green.
This is not a natural position for a big to want to be up, but you've got to be up. You can't be worried about anything else except stopping the ball and making Steph Curry a passer in those situations.
Griffin looking for the opening again. They switch back up top to Redick. Thompson now on Griffin. 6 to shoot. Backs in. Griffin spins. Falling away. And a loose ball foul's going to go against Jordan. Jordan and Green were battling. It looked like Green was kind of pushing him out. That's what I think Jordan's probably asking Rodney Mott. And that's 2 fouls on Jordan.
Well, he's backing in. Again,
that shouldn't be a foul on either guy, right? Or no?
That's called basketball.
Yeah. Thompson. Jordan grabs the rebound, his 10th. Under 4 to play, 2-point game. Chris Paul bumped by Iguodala. And Golden State in the penalty. So Chris Paul, who's 5 for 5 from the line, will shoot. Paul hasn't scored in the second half because he was in foul trouble. He picked up a couple of quicks to start the third and sat down for a while. The bench and his teammates played so well. And as Paul misses that one, a reminder, Friday, ESPN brings you an NBA doubleheader. First, it's the Heat and the Pacers from Indianapolis at 8 Eastern. And then the second game, we'll have the Rockets and the Kings at 10:30. NBA Countdown kicks off our coverage at 7:30. He misses them both. They're 2 of 6 from the line in the fourth quarter. Curry off balance, can't get it to go, knocked out of bounds. And they're going to jump it up as Iguodala and Griffin. Rodney Mott says, I have both. Checking with his fellow officials. So when they think they can't tell which one, and it's not under 2 minutes, it's a jump ball. That one's hard to tell.
That's why it's a jump ball.
Good point.
Harrison Barnes is working to try to steal the tap.
Barnes.
DeAndre Jordan should move up more onto the line.
Griffin, nice tip. Beautiful pass from Jordan, and Paul banks it in.
Great read by the Clippers.
And it's tied up again, just under 3.5 remaining. Paul with his first points of the second half. Barnes with Redick on him. Has the height advantage. Thrown away. Jordan altered what he wanted to do. Paul back out to Rivers. Curry went for the steal. LA ball. Well, that shows you how Jordan can change everything. Forced that pass, and Paul was ready for the steal. 5 turnovers in the fourth quarter for Golden State. Rivers looking. Last touch by Barnes. 10 to shoot. And we'll take a break as we go under the 3-minute mark. What a game between the Clippers and the Warriors here in Oakland. Back in Oakland, 2 of the game's premier players going back and forth. Blake Griffin with 23 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Stephen Curry in foul trouble early. He's got 24 points, 6 3-pointers. Now with 2:58 remaining for these 2 teams that are both 4-0. It's all tied at 103. 5 to shoot. Redick off a screen. Can't get it to fall.
Great execution by the Clippers. J.J. Redick, just enough separation to get off a very good quality look.
Curry gets out, corner 3, puts it in. They say a 2-pointer is put on the line. A 2-point lead for the Warriors.
But you saw how Redick came off of his body and tried to shoot the gap. It gives Curry too much space.
Alley-oop to Jordan. Can't finish. Jordan gets it back off the deflection. Redick pulls back out. Nearly stolen by Curry. Good hands from Griffin. Rivers left wide open. Can't hit the 3. Barnes pulls down his 9th rebound. Ahead to Iguodala. Green straight on. And Griffin hauls that one in. Under 2 minutes remaining. Beautiful pass, and Rivers ties the game. 9th assist for Paul. And Austin Rivers with a lot of big plays here at crunch time. Draymond Green, back up. Iguodala, too strong.
See, I'm fine. If I'm the Clippers and Iguodala makes a 3 late, or anybody but Curry and Thompson, to me right now, has got to be the goal for the Clippers.
Jordan fouled. Again, Paul with the nice entry pass. And DeAndre Jordan, who's 0 for 2 from the line here tonight.
What a find here by Chris Paul. Austin Rivers sneaking along the baseline and gets the layup.
Paul with 22 points, 9 assists. Jordan, 10 points and 12 rebounds tonight. Air ball. Jordan, by the way, tonight with his 12 rebounds, ties Elton Brand for most rebounds in Clipper franchise history. Now 2 of 7 from the free throw line here in the fourth quarter. The Clippers are. And that one perfect.
When you get a split from DeAndre Jordan, that's a win for the Clippers.
Curry, long distance. It's good! Steph Curry from way downtown.
Those are incredible shots, but I'm surprised that DeAndre Jordan has repeatedly made the mistake of giving him too much space.
Paul drives in the paint. Can't get it to go. Jordan's tip misses, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Iguodala. Now they'll review it, but it appeared that was the right call. As Curry hits his 7th three-pointer. Crowd reacting to the replay on the big screen. Now there it looks like it's Jordan, right?
official review.
Or he hit it off the back of Iguodala's hands. But you know what? If we're really going to do review, how about DeAndre Jordan got fouled?
Right.
So, I mean, why do we have review of, if we want to get the plays right, why do we only want to get part of the plays right?
Well, in terms of what they're looking at,
No, but I'm saying, but that doesn't make any sense to me. Why wouldn't you look at the entire play? Because one forced the other. If DeAndre Jordan wasn't fouled, he might not have knocked the ball out. I mean, Iguodala hits his arm.
You don't think that's just two guys going for the loose ball there?
When you get are you kidding me?
No, when the ball's up, flying like that.
So anything goes.
Possession. Well,
look at him. He gets his arm redirected as Iguodala swipes at the ball.
so you want more review time?
No, I want no review time. If we're going to review, though, I'd just rather that we review everything that matters.
Well, they do change it because it did go off Jordan last.
But Steph Curry putting on a show, shooting the ball.
Curry with 11 of his 29 here in the fourth. 7 of 11 from three-point range. And again, he only played 2:45 of the first quarter because of foul trouble. And now his team up by 2, 53.6 remaining. Neither team has a foul to give. Both teams have multiple timeouts. It certainly doesn't feel like a November 4th game.
It's been very well played, very competitive. All regular season games should be like this.
Draymond Green floats it up to Iguodala, who's fouled from behind. And that should be number 6 on Austin Rivers. Rivers 23 tough minutes with 8 points and some good defense. And he is fouled out. And free throws could decide this one, as it has a huge impact already. Clippers have missed a lot of free throws here in the fourth. Lance Stevenson returns. Iguodala 2 for 2 from the line tonight. And misses badly on that one. It's only his 5th free throw attempt of the season. Misses a pair, and Griffin the rebound. Timeout, Clippers. Both teams missing free throws here in the fourth quarter. 41.8 remaining. Clippers down 2 with possession when we come back.
Warriors are being tested tonight, and Steph Curry responding with a big fourth quarter. Look at this handle. Very well defended by DeAndre Jordan, but a big-time shot. And here, Jordan lays back a little bit. Steph Curry off the pick and roll to his left, knocks in the 3. J.J. Redick shoots the gap. The quick release, long 2. And then finally another pull-up going to his left off the high screen. Steph Curry just been magical through the first 5 games this season.
Well, he scored the most points in the first 4 games in a season in 24 years. That's since Michael Jordan had more back in 91-92. And he started slow tonight with a foul trouble, but has erupted here in the fourth. There you see the situation. Each team with multiple timeouts. Crawford, Paul, Redick, Griffin, and Pierce all in the game now for the Clippers.
And they'll try to get a 2 for 1.
Griffin lost it, knocked out of bounds. Rodney Mott signaled one way. They're going to review it. His initial call seemed to be Golden State ball. Griffin, I don't know if he fell down or got knocked down, but they're going to look at this one.
Rolling on the floor is Warriors possession. Or the final game for official review.
That looked like off Griffin.
Yeah.
It was near, I think that was Iguodala's foot, but I don't think it hit his foot. So Zach Zarbo will once again go over and check.
On this one, he's just talking to the...
Correct. This is one that the replay officials back at Secaucus, and they are current NBA refs, are looking at even by the time he gets over there.
All right, this is it. Unless we can get a different angle to see if it hit off his foot.
It didn't appear, but it's impossible to definitively say that.
The Clippers sure thought it hit off his foot. But we don't have an angle.
A huge call right here in a 2-point game with 32.6 remaining. Golden State led by 9 in the third quarter. Chris Paul went out with foul trouble, and the Clipper bench came back. Clippers have led by as many as 10 here in the fourth quarter, and Golden State came back. Let's see if this one tells us.
Looked like it hit the trajectory of his. I don't think you can see it, but it looked like.
That one looked like it touched the foot, but again, not definitive.
Looks like he kicked it.
Well, it's obviously not definitive for them because it's taken this long. Griffin trying to avoid touching it again. I don't know.
What do you think Steph Curry would shoot from the free throw line if he had to take him from three-point line?
Probably over 80%.
I think he would show it over 80.
So they are saying it did touch Iguodala's foot, and it's going to be Clipper ball. So we've had 2 overturns on 2 key out-of-bounds calls.
And will they try to score quick to try to get the 2 for 1, or are they just going to use the whole clock to try to get the best possible shot?
Paul gets it. Griffin sets a screen on Thompson. Green picks up Paul. 5 to shoot. Paul shoots a 3. Short, won't go. Curry the rebound, gets knocked down with 19.8 remaining. That's a tough 3 for Paul over Draymond Green, and he just came up short.
And Blake Griffin was wide open off the initial pin down. 2 guys went with the cutter off the baseline screen, but because of Draymond Green's size and length and ball pressure, Chris Paul couldn't see him.
He's 33 for 35 for the season. 2 huge free throws here. Clippers still have timeouts left. Another 30-point game. 12 of those 30 here in the fourth quarter. Jordan comes back in. Doc Rivers will certainly call a timeout, hit or miss, off this free throw. (110-106). Warriors by 4. Clippers will have the ball with 19.8 remaining when we return.
On the previous possession, the Clippers missed a golden opportunity to tie the score. As Griffin sets the screen for J.J. Redick, both guys go to him. He had Blake Griffin wide open for the game-tying layup or dunk, instead forced to take the long 3 that missed.
19.8 left. Pierce back in. Griffin will inbound. Paul, Redick, Crawford. They still have a timeout left. Down 4. Paul on the drive, gets inside, banks it in. Took only about 6 seconds to get that done. Now they need to come up with a steal and then foul. And Thompson is quickly fouled. Thompson has not been to the free throw line so far tonight. He's 10 for 10 for the season. As Griffin checks with a fan who he just banged into. Thompson, a terrific free throw shooter. 2 huge ones right here in a 2-point game with 13.3 left. 85% for his career.
I don't expect the Warriors to do this, but I would think about with DeAndre Jordan, with a great free throw shooter like Thompson or Curry. On the second free throw, as the ball's in flight, I would loose ball foul DeAndre Jordan.
Right, because it wouldn't be an away from the play foul.
And it takes away the possibility of the three. It takes away the possibility of the quick two. He would have to go to the line, and most likely he's only going to split.
Thompson hits the clutch free throw shooting for the Golden State Warriors, and they're back up by 4 as Doc Rivers uses his final timeout with 13.3 remaining. Early, both teams were missing free throws in the fourth quarter, but Golden State 4 consecutive to give them a little cushion right now.
Because, Mike, and it's an underrated thing, getting the ball to your best free throw shooters late. Inbounding, Iguodala, I believe it was, couldn't get it to Curry, but found Thompson. Instead of trying to throw it into Draymond Green or Harrison Barnes, having the patience and the poise to seek out knockdown shooters.
There you see out of timeouts as Golden State trying to even up with Toronto with a 5-0 start. Of course, Warriors last year started the season 21-2. All right, what's the strategy for LA? Obviously, just score as quickly as possible.
Again, yeah, you want to go as quickly as possible, but at some point, with the free throw shooting the Warriors have, you're going to need a 3. Interesting, Chris Paul coming out of the game.
This is a game that the Clippers led by 9 with a little over 7 minutes remaining. And Golden State storming back. Wonder if Paul is okay.
Something's amiss.
Crawford has it, looking for a screen. Obviously, they're looking for a 3. Crawford forces it up, blocked by Thompson. Ahead now to Green, and that will do it. And the Golden State Warriors improve to 5-0 with a thrilling come-from-behind win over their rival Clippers. Draymond Green with some terrific all-around play as Golden State overcomes a 9-point deficit in the final 7 minutes. Stephen Curry, terrific in the fourth. He's with J.A.
Steph, your first close game of the season. How are you able to dust off the cobwebs and get down to this late-game execution style again?
Our experience as a team together. We've been through this situation before, not this year, but playoffs last year, last 3 years. I mean, you remember that stuff, and everybody made plays. Harrison knocking down threes, Andre handling the ball, playing defense, Draymond making big plays. Team effort to be down 8 in the fourth and come back and win.
How do you explain this 5-0 start you guys are off to?
We're better than we were last year, and that's
in what ways?
I think we're just more composed. We get off to better starts than we did last year. Our defense is obviously, championship level. So I think we're just a mature, composed basketball team. And no matter what all the noise is around between us and them and anybody else in the league, it's really about what happens on the floor, and that's what we're focused on.
Thanks a lot, Steph. Go back to Mike.
Thank you, J.A. Curry had 13 consecutive points in that fourth quarter, but as he mentioned, Harrison Barnes with some huge buckets as they're 5-0 in all 5 victories against playoff teams from last year. They've now beaten the Clippers 8 straight times here and 18 of 20. Final score 112-108. SportsCenter's up next. For Jeff Van Gundy, J.A. Adonde, producer Tim Corrigan, director Jimmy Moore, and our terrific ESPN crew, Mike Breen saying good night from Oakland, California.